Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Train Simulator Classic. I will give you my fair warning for the next handful of videos. They're gonna be over Train Sim Classic, and they'll probably be over stuff that I picked up during Christmas sales from Steam and third-party websites. And today it'll be a third-party website from the Forge Simulations with another gorgeous German locomotive added to our German fleet. This is the DB41, DB-BR41 282 Mike class Mikados. These were general goods, fast goods locomotives. Production started in 1937 for them and lasted through 1941 when World War II really took over Germany. And I believe somewhere around 370 some odd locomotives were built, if I'm not mistaken. And a pretty decent handful of them survive in preservation today in various configurations, because these have gone through a few rebuilds during their lifetimes. And they remained in active service until late 1980s. So pretty late-lived steam locomotive, well into the diesel-electric year. But the Forge Simulations has brought us an absolutely gorgeous rendition of it. This is akin to Steam's DTG's Pro line. Honestly, it's probably, truth be told, it's more pro than their typical Pro line. These are very complicated locomotives in Train Simulator. There's a complicated and a not so complicated setting for those of us that just want to hop in and go, or for those of us that like to test our skills with steam locomotives. There is a cold and hot version, so you can plop down a cold version if you really want to go through the real process of setting one of these locomotives up to start your day off. You'll have to lubricate the bearings, and build up your fire, build up your brake pad, all that fun stuff. It's really neat. It's a really neat idea, really neat model. You'll get a handful of variations throughout their service time. And yeah. So let's hop in it, take a peek. Let me pull up my notepad here real quick. Technical data, year of yeah. Rebuilds in 1959 and throughout 1960. I read somewhere, it might have been Wikipedia, but most of the fleet had to go through a rebuild due to poor quality of the metals used in the construction of the boilers. Kind of interesting. But top speeds around 90 kilometers per hour. Tractive effort of 41,000 pounds. Weighs about 101 tons. Yeah. Pretty solid locomotive. Now, I believe, if I read correctly, one of these actually remains in active preservation service. It actually does trips along the main line in Germany. So, while they were built as high-speed goods locomotives, you can get away with dragging some passenger cars behind them if you really want to. This is probably what I'll end up doing at some point. But you also get these freight cars included. What they are, don't know. Not gonna lie, I have no idea. But you will get these two variations of these tank cars, and then 3 variations of these Yes, I have no idea what these are. We're going to call them another tank car, because I don't know what else you would do with them. I'm not, like I said, I'm not that well versed in foreign affairs. I'm just a big fan of these big brutish locomotives that Germany produced. So, you do get the cars. Cars are a nice little addition to go along with the locomotive. So, let's hop in it. So, we do have the option of a automatic fireman, or you can do it the hard way. I am going to run the automatic fireman for the sake of giggles. Trying to do this video. Now, I haven't dove off into the configuration file, but the config file, you can change the language for the these little pop-ups up here. So right now mine's in German. I haven't gone in and resolved that issue. I took German class one single year, and I can barely read it, much less speak it. So I'm sorry if I butcher any of the terms or whatnot. But you do have an automatic fireman, or you can do it the hard way. You do have a simple or advanced setting, which can be changed with the key combination. So you can change, let's see, Shift M will change between simple and advanced simulations. Now, it does say in the notes that you have to be stationary to swap between versions. You cannot be rolling down the tracks. While I'm sitting here thinking about it before I push on out into the to our tracks here, let me open up our switches. Let's come right back here. So, let's see. Features for the simplified version. Features: regulators, steam chest simulation. You can get yes with advanced version, nor brake simulation. I have no idea what that is. Not gonna lie, no clue, but it is there for those of you that know a thing or two about German locomotives. Dynamic injectors, those exist. Dynamic wheel slip, limited sand supply, PZB 90 version 2.0, no idea what that is. Whistle communication with other locomotives, air and fault reporting system, water slosh simulation, and cold setup of the locomotive. All of that is a feature with the advanced version of this model. Now it does also give another warning that with the advanced features, trying to run this locomotive with the F4 HUD might not go so well. It might not play very well with the game, so just a heads up there. What else is in my notes that might be important to know? Locomotive features, general information. Here's a so just reading off a manual. Got dynamic regulator and steam check simulation, dynamic nor brake simulation, dynamic exhaust particles and sounds, simulation of the resistance of the regulator, brand new sounds, dynamic particle simulation, dynamic wheel slip depending on the season, dynamic injectors temperature dependent, independent automatic fireman if desired, limited sand optional, dynamic numbering DR and museum railways, Reichsbahn versions and modern museum railway versions. I have no idea which version this locomotive is because I don't read German, and I haven't, like I said, I haven't changed the configuration for English. So included is 411144 of the IG Eisenach and 411150 of the Bayris Bayriskin Eisenbahn Museum. Functional PZB 90 version 2. Functional GSM-R radio. Water gauge slosh simulation. DR wagons. Communication by whistle with other vehicles in the train. Error and fault reporting system. Repair system. Configuration file that it can be edited. English, German language. Simple version. Scenarios for the Berlin Leipzig by Aerosoft. And quick drive compatible. So that is the list of features that this locomotive has. Quite a list. So I did a video yesterday on the Forge's BR85, the 210-2 tank locomotive, and yeah, they really go all in with their simulation. They do. They're probably one of, if not the best, of the German steam locomotive lot. I know there's a couple others out there that, truth be told, I'm not going to name names, but truth be told, they're a little dated. So these guys they really go all in. If you're looking for maybe that smoke box level of simulation, as far as my American friends go, or maybe some of my British watchers, if you're looking for that smoke box level of simulation, the Forge does it for Germany. So let's hop in it. Let's hop in it and have a go. Very well detailed cab. Most things are functional. It just, I have learned after fiddling around with this a bit, it takes a little bit of a sweet spot to find where the hit boxes are on some of the bells and whistles in this locomotive. Like I said, I'm going to be running it with the automatic fireman because I've been having a time trying to figure out the hard way of operating this thing. But it is fun. I will give it that. It is very much fun. While I'm thinking about it, let's hop outside. Let's see if our brake shoes move. Is that a brake? Oh, very interesting. Being an American, though, I'm gonna hop down here to where they do. So the brake shoes do move. So that's pretty neat. Let's see if our reverser moves. And let me move around a little bit here. Nope, no reverser function. Sad days. So no reverser. Locomotive brakes are not set. So here's our speedometer right here. Our little our gauge right here to show what our reverser is sitting at. Now, like I said, I am in simple mode, so the reverser lock doesn't mean anything really, but it does have a reverser lock. Sand. Open and close our firebox door, but I am running with the H4 HUD, or the F4 HUD right now, so can't fiddle with the firebox door. Dampers, seats. No idea what that doohickey is. Now, I noticed this too. You can fiddle with the buttons on the computer doohickey up here. I don't know what they do, but you can indeed fiddle with them if that floats your boat. Now over here we got our switches for our lights. So water gauge light, engine light, cab light, headlight. So, engine light. That is the lights looking down at the wheels right here, so you can kind of see that little glow going on right there. So that's the light that looks down at the running gear. There it is, right there. And then there's another one over here. Now, the light itself doesn't glow, it's just kind of wonky, but the parts that it's supposed to illuminate glows. So it's a little bit of a wonkiness, but they do state on their website that these models are due for an update. So maybe that's something that'll get remedied at some point. So there's our locomotive light, water gauge lights right here. It's got a nice yellow glow to it, which is, I love it when I love it when devs do a proper light. I can't stand seeing that neon white LED that is ever too common on DLC packs nowadays. But water gauge light, I don't need that one. Boy, we have a frame rate drop with that. Maybe we don't. Maybe it was just my computer playing catch up. Cab light. Oh, we actually don't have too bad of a frame rate drop with the cab light. I lied. There it goes. So as is pretty typical, cab lights murder your frame rates. And then headlights. We do have red. And right there should be forwards. Now, I'm going to be honest, I kind of liked the headlights on the BR85 better. I thought they looked a little more convincing as incandescents. But then I have never been around one of these locomotives in real life, so I have no idea how proper that's supposed to look. But again, they still look pretty decent. They're not freaking bright white LED that is ever too common, as I said. So those are pretty nice. I don't know if it adds anything to this last car here. No. Maybe it does. Those little red markers there. So let's hop back up to our locomotive here. So that's our lights, our lighting functions. Starting from the top, we'll work our way down with our bells and whistles. We got steam heating. We got electric generator. Doesn't really make any sound. Our feed water pump. Blower. Really no sound with our blower. Water gauge valve left. This will be your right. Look back up here. Water gauge valve top. Should be another one right there. Air pump, which we will absolutely need. Oh, oops, wrong way. Where is it? There it is. Brake gauge. A lot of our brake gauges, I'm assuming lefty loosey, meaning open. Regulator. Can we open our windows? Nope. Can't open our windows, unfortunately. And obviously our big old reverser knob, our reverser lock, sander, firebox door. Cylinder cocks, PZB commands, another seat, another damper, controls both of them. Can't fiddle with any of that. Now that is our handbrake, which kind of surprises me that you can't fiddle with it, but it is what it is. So let's hop back over here. I am assuming that there's supposed to be a notepad right there with one of the settings. I'll hop over to the fireman side. Injectors, water and steam. It's kind of entertaining that they're both almost in the exact same spot. Our oil can. I don't I don't know what. I'm assuming that's part of the advanced simulation, especially for when it's when you're doing the cold. If you're trying to do it from in the cab, I'm assuming that goes for oiling the bearings. If I was a guessing human being, it's for oiling the bearings. So, and then of course our little upper window there. And that's really about it. Can't open any doors. Can't set the brake. So let's listen to it. Speaking of which, where's the whistle? Oh, there it is. Interesting. So the whistle actually, it sounds decent, but it's missing an end loop. And there's no occulation inside and out, but it actually sounds really decent. Just there's no end loop. It just cuts. The second you let off the whistle, it cuts off. An immediate, abrupt end. So that's a little disappointing, but oh well. It is what it is. The injectors are really quiet. Our fire model looks a little bit better than the BR85 did. A little more believable. So, fill up our boiler again. What else do we have? So the B button for your bell will play a tune. It'll play some preset whistles. Sounds like that's about it of the presets. And then open up our cylinder cocks here, I believe. Cylinder cocks are weird too. So one way opens them and the other way closes them, and it's spring loaded. It's quite different. Yeah, one way opens, one way closes. Kind of different. I'll open the throttle up once we get out of the yard here, so we can hear it really open, let loose and go. Like I said, I'm running simple mode right now, so it's just F4 HUD. It's a little bit easier when making videos. These cars honestly have a really nice ambient sound to them. Really nice, really nice. Pull back on our reverser here. Got a real nice, deep, throaty chuffing sound. It's not overly loud, but I also read somewhere where that was one thing crews really liked about these locomotives is they're not loud. They're very, very quiet, smooth running locomotives that had phenomenal acceleration. So it's not overly loud, but sounds really good. We open up our oh wow. How's it sound inside? It's pretty decent. Yeah. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, like I said, I've never been around one of these in real life, so I have no idea what it's technically supposed to sound like, but sounds pretty good from what I can tell. I think the only complaint I really have is that end whistle note. There's just no end loop at all, so it just abruptly ends, just stops right there, done. Let's see if we can get it up to 90. That's what these locomotives are supposed to be able to do, so let's see if it'll do it. Like I said, no sound of the injectors, which is kind of weird. And maybe he's just supposed to be that quiet. Do have a cab out view, which is kind of nice, where you can still fiddle with things inside the cab without having to physically flip through views. Something I really enjoy being able to do. Yeah, there we go, doing 88. I imagine it's a little bit harder to get this locomotive up to 80 when running in advanced mode, but in simple mode it takes off and runs pretty well. Now I also don't like the car's ambient, the ambient sounds, the rolling sounds and such for these freight cars. They have a right there. Kicks on, kicks off. They don't gradually fade away. They just, there's on, there's off. I'm not a big fan of that, but pretty decent. Oh, it's entertaining. So it has a separate sound file for distant. That's interesting. It's not too terrible, but it definitely has a noticeably different sound file at distant. And it plays. I just noticed that whenever you hold your whistle bar down, it plays through that little high and then low and then it's kind of entertaining. Really nice locomotive overall though. Really nice. I like it. I've been fiddling around with this for the last couple days and I've really enjoyed it. It's got a lot of feels like it's got a lot of power. Now the smoke does kind of blend together in an interesting way. Whenever you've got your firebox open, the smoke changes to a dark tone, but it doesn't mix very well. Well, let's stop it. Let's see what it takes to stop this thing. Let's see how quick it comes to a stop. It can stand to have some more something to its ambient roll. You know, some rods clanking, hisses, something. It really doesn't have much going on there for ambient sound while just rolling, not under any throttle power. Well, it'll come to a stop pretty quick if that's your desire. There it is, folks. The Forge Simulations BR41 282 tender locomotive. Really nice for those of us that are looking for some more German representation for our steam fleet. This makes for a really nice addition, and if you want a real challenge, you can try running this in advanced mode yourself. Like I said, the advanced mode is proving to be a real challenge for myself. Hence, I'm not even attempting to do it here, because it's one of those that really helps to have the manual pulled up and like right there on your screen while running the locomotive, because it definitely takes a bit to figure it out. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but that's how it is. That's what you expect from a proper simulated locomotive. You expect that that advanced mode to not be easy, so I like it. I do. I really do. I highly recommend checking it out. I'll be putting the link in the description as I normally do. But go check it out. You'll probably like it. You'll probably enjoy it. I know I do. I really enjoy it. It's a good locomotive. Sounds good, looks good, and according to them, it'll be getting an update before too much longer, hopefully. Their sounds and such will be upgraded. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you next time.